The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
This is Justin Freeman with Jaywalker's Apparel, and you're listening to the Tony and Mike Show. Or is it Mike and Tony?
The Mike and Tony Show. That was a perfect one.
You know what? Hold on. This is Justin Freeman with Jaywalker's Apparel, and you're listening to the Mike and Tony Show.
He still had just a slight hesitation on the second one, too.
That's still one of my favorite.
I should have done him a solid. I need to go in and cut that little hesitation out. Amazing what you do with a little audio editing, Pierce. It is back-to-back episodes, episode 237 today. It's a Saturday morning. I'm going to be crying through the whole podcast.
I know.
And I got the hat off today. I've got good lighting, so it's like super perfect day to just zoom in on my face. Yeah. So I suffer from allergies really bad, as you know. I did not rub my actual eye, by the way. I rubbed underneath. Just grab
Don't do it.
Grab my tear off my cheek. It doesn't help that I have like the roughest knuckles.
So you're just like scratching your face as you're Tony's exfoliating under his eyeballs right now.
Yeah. So I've got a few appointments this summer, but I think I'm going to set one up with a specialist just to get behind these allergies, man. Because my allergies, particularly, they're getting worse this time of year every year. Like, first of all, I'm the weirdo that has them. There's snow on the ground. You know what I mean? There's 10 inches of snow,
like,
and I'm having allergies.
It's the grass and pollen. Everyone's like, it's wintertime. What?
Yeah, I know.
It's that
because
sensitive.
there's so many endless things that can cause it. I'm literally just crying out of both eyes.
On the other side now? Damn, dude.
I guess so, yeah.
I think you're coming to the realization that you're white people.
I am 100% white people, dude. There's no denying.
You are 99.8%, remember?
Yeah.
No. Have you ever done those allergy tests before? Those little poke tests?
No, I really need to do one. The one where they grit up your back.
Yeah,
and they
test everything on that.
Is that a miserable day for somebody with allergies, though?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's going to create bumps and stuff like that, right? Sure. I mean, it's going to pinpoint exactly what you're allergic to, and then from there they can like help you out a little bit better. So,
yeah,
Callie did that. We had Callie do that.
What did it turn out? Did you find out what she was allergic to?
Everything.
Yeah, I'll see. That's exactly what I think is going to happen, dude.
Because she's half white people.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. Is like I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to find out. Like, oh, well, this isn't going to help me because I can't go anywhere.
They're like, you need to be on Benadryl 100%
24/7
all the day.
We're going to actually just put an IV. We're set up an IV while you sleep.
Have you heard? Do you know the diabetes insulin thing? We're going to do that with Benadryl though. Like, damn.
Yeah, we were talking about some of that stuff because we started with allergy pills because I take whatever the Costco one is, that green one.
Yeah.
I think it's Allegra is what it's supposed to be.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah,
because it's like the green. Yeah,
Allegra wannabe. But it doesn't seem like it does anything. I mean, like, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
So I want to try Claritin. But we were talking about the different things because what was the one you just said a second ago? Benadryl. That's the one I remember. I was telling you before, like, it's a nice feeling. It's got to be a cousin of weed.
Well, because it's the drowsiness one, right? Benadryl's the drowsy one, right?
Yeah.
And so, well, I mean, they also come now and drowsy now too. But
oh, do they?
Yeah.
That's no fun.
He's like, no, I'm not trying to do that.
I just remember it being so comfortable and just like wanting to like lay down and relax.
Well, that's what the when Callie went, that's what they told her. Well, that's what they told us. Is like, she has allergies. She's allergic to everything.
Yeah.
So, give her they were saying that too, like give her a Claritin like every day. And I'm like, she's like, and at this point in time, I think she's like 7 or 8 years old.
Shit, dude.
I'm like, bro, I don't want to give her a Claritin like every fucking day. No.
Right.
When allergies flare up and everything like that, I'll give her something. And then they were saying like there was like another thing to do, like I think it's like a biannually shot or something they can get.
Yeah, I've heard about that
as well. And so I was like, no.
I have a feeling that's what they're going to say to me.
You don't have to drug up my kid all the time, bro. Make my kid sleepy all the time, man. I'm like, shit. Like,
yeah. See, I don't want anything that's going to change. I don't want to feel it except take away the allergies.
Yeah.
I don't. That's the thing. I mean, we were joking that's a nice feeling taking that stuff. But why do I always forget the name? I always want to say ibuprofen.
Vicodin.
Huh?
Vicodin.
No, Benadryl.
Oh, Benadryl.
No, Benadryl's the one. I always forget the name of Benadryl for some reason. Yeah, we were talking about Vicodin too. Because I had Vicodin when I was in college and had a jacked up tooth. It was just, I was in excruciating pain for like 2 days. They gave me that Vicodin and that pain just...
See ya. Pain and all your problems. Goodbye.
Yeah. I remember I was literally sitting in my bedroom just like leaning against the wall on the floor with my knees just like I'm in heaven right now. This is the best feeling ever.
This is great. Awesome.
Oh yeah, I do have a jacked up tooth. I forgot. you know? Funny how people all react different to different drugs and chemicals.
Yeah,
because
I was telling you, I get fucking sick off that shit. Like, it doesn't work for me.
You're like a real anomaly when it comes to medicines and things like that in general and taking stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're also like the guy that some things just don't have any impact on you, right? And so that's an interesting one that you take Vicodin and you get sick.
Yeah, like nauseous, bro. Like gross nauseous. Like when, again, like I was telling you, when I tore my ACL, they gave me 1,600 milligram ibuprofen, which is just a lot of fucking ibuprofen.
Yeah, that's heavy on the stomach, dude.
Yeah, heavy on the stomach. And so I was like, damn, dude. So I just had to which is why I think I have a high pain tolerance dollar. Is because, I can't take like Vicodin.
You got used to it.
Yeah, just it hurts.
Just muscle through
whatever.
Everything. I'm trying to think of this one pain thing that when I had my brain surgery, they put me on it. It's the worst. It made me. You're so nauseous, and it starts with a D. I can never remember the name of that shit either. But I remember my mom was on it at one point. It's the worst, dude. It makes you feel like you're half in a dream state and you're half awake.
Huh.
But the nausea for me was real. Like I felt so nauseous and physically uncomfortable. But you're like, it basically causes you to come in and out of consciousness. I remember just going, don't give me any more.
All right, I'm going to name all these. You tell me.
Okay.
Dilaudid?
Dilaudin. You already clued me on the first one.
Okay,
was that actually the first one? Or
yeah, that is the first one.
Oh, yeah. Dilaudin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dilaudin's the one.
It's a opioid pain medication.
Yeah, I don't like it at all, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know, Dollar, that you're not going to be addicted to opioids.
Yeah, I wonder if they're different. Like, I wonder what all is in the opioid.
So it's
family.
a brand. So that one. What is it called again? What did you say?
Dilaudin.
Dilaudin is a brand name for hydromorphine.
Oh, it's morphine.
Yeah, a powerful opioid pain medication used for moderate to severe pain.
Wow, fuck that. People get hella addicted to that stuff.
Yeah.
I hated it. And I know my mom hated it too.
Yeah.
Like I think my dad's been on it before. Because it's just like a go-to when you're just in a lot of pain.
Yeah,
that they'll just put you in that. But I just hated it because I didn't know what dimension I was in. Couldn't tell. I was like, "Am I awake? I'm asleep? No, I'm asleep." You're like asleep, but you hear everybody. But then you're like, "What is happening?"
Yeah,
and that part's kind of disorienting. But I don't mind that so much. I'm willing to explore shit. But when it comes to the physical feeling, I feel like garbage.
Yeah, I remember that's like way back in the day when I was with Tira and Wyatt, her late brother.
Yeah.
When he broke his wrist on Easter, and he broke his wrist, and she took him to the hospital. He was like, I don't need anything for the pain. I don't need anything for the pain. And the doctor's like, we have to set this, and there's gonna, we have to. They had to put it in this like. They put his finger like in this like little trap thing, and his fingers in this little trap thing, and they had to, because his bones were just, his wrist was shattered, bro. And so they had this
What
thing.
happened again?
He flipped off the swing. He was going backwards on the swing.
And he tried to do a backflip.
He did it, yeah.
Just smashed his hand
the
on the
first
ground.
time it was successful. The second time he landed straight on his wrist, bro. And that's what I was telling you. When he was when he got up, he looked at me and he goes, "Oh man," because he laid there for a second. And I was like, damn, that looked like it hurt. Because I was on the swing next to him because we were both swinging. And I look at him. He gets up, and his hand, he's like holding his hand there, Dollar, and it's like a Z.
Oh,
he like looks at me. He goes, he was like, "Do you think it's broken?" And my face was literally like this. Yeah,
100%. That's broken.
That's broken, bro.
Have you ever seen a hand?
He was like, "Oh my god." He goes, "It doesn't hurt." I was like, yeah, because you're in shock right now, bro.
Yeah.
And so they took him to the emergency room and everything, right? And so when they did that, they took the x-rays and like, yeah, it's shattered. Like there was bones in there, little tiny bones that were just like, whoosh, just like almost
little slivers.
Gone, dude, just gone. And so they put his fingers in this like little catchers, like these mini gloves, and he held his hand like he could reset his wrist. Like, so he used gravity to pull his hand down to stretch his wrist back out, right?
Yeah.
And but he was saying the whole time, he's like, I don't need pain. I don't need pain medicines. I don't want pain medicines or anything like that. And so they're like, it's really gonna hurt. just so you know, this is really going to hurt. And he's like, I can't do it. I can't do
when
that.
they're warning you like that, dude.
He's like, I just can't do it. And so like the doctor like came in again and was like,
wait, why didn't he want pain meds?
So I'm getting to that point.
Okay.
And so the doctor's like, you really need to take these pain medicines. He's like, it's going to hurt because we have to reset it and everything like that. And he was like, and when we put it in the cast and the sling and all that stuff, it's, and he's like, no, I can't do it. And so they left, and I guess Tara like had asked him, he's like, what's the hang up on the pain medicine? He's like, I didn't want to tell anybody. He's like, I don't want to tell you or mom or dad or anything like that. He goes, he used to do like heroin and meth.
Whoa.
And he goes, and he's like, I don't want that feeling again.
Whoa.
He's like, I don't want, because I'm afraid, like if I have it again.
He did heroin and meth?
Yeah.
Same time?
I don't know at the same time, but he just said he did them both at one point in time. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel... just thinking about him in general, like some people just struggle in life. My dad, I was talking about my real dad. He was one of those people. It was just one thing after another, falling in traps and getting yourself addicted to stuff. Cause there's certain things in life that you can get really stuck,
Yeah.
And drugs, certain drugs is one of them.
Yeah.
Like if you start fucking around with the wrong drugs, it's the end of your normal life as you know it.
Yeah.
And people don't see that coming.
No,
I've seen it happen a lot, unfortunately, growing up where I grew up, where people start dabbling and, 2 years later, you're like, this is a different person.
Yep, exactly.
Bro. This is not the same person.
I can stop anytime I want to.
Yeah.
I can stop whenever I want. Like, I don't know if you can at this point, bro.
Yeah, I feel for them. And I feel like people who are doing that, we're all seeking some experience that takes us away from...
Well, yeah, for sure. 1,000%.
Being human and having pain.
Being being in the spot where they're struggling.
Yeah.
And so, 1,000%. And, that was Wyatt,
Yeah.
And, it was just like, it's just wild because, people get to the point where, they think the answer to everything is just like, if I'm not here,
I know.
then everything's okay.
So many people get to that point.
And it's sad. It's like, and it's hard because it's not just hard on on them, it's hard on other family members, and you always like think about it like, like, fuck, dude, I could have been nicer to Wyatt. You like think about all that stuff. You're like, damn, I could have done, maybe if I was nicer, maybe if I offered this and that, and blah, blah, blah. But dude, we helped that kid out like so many times.
I have such it's in the lyric of what's going to be the first track on the new album, but I have always had, like, I have this, and I know you do too. I have like a gigantic heart, bro.
Yeah.
Like when I see stuff like that, so many people are so quick to be like, this fucking fuck up, and this guy's so annoying.
Yeah.
But my heart is always just like, I know that's coming from pain, dude. Like whatever that is, maybe it's, and people get into arguments about what legit trauma is and not. Bullshit. It's all trauma. Like living a human life causes trauma. Like it's part of life. It's part of development, and how you handle it factors in. And there's so many things that we really shouldn't judge people because you just don't know. You don't know what they've seen. And maybe you've been through quote unquote worse shit than they have.
Yeah.
But there's other things going on with their own brain chemistry, with their own upbringing, things
that might be their worst shit. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
Whatever your worst shit is, it's your worst shit.
Yeah.
Right. And everything's relative.
Well, and when we were talking off podcast last night, we had another podcast essentially last night after the podcast.
I know. I thought we were going to be screwed this morning.
And so
we talked about everything.
But no, we talked about another friend of ours that's struggling right now.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone with him the other day. Remember I told you that? Like, nah, dude, because he was talking about harming himself.
Yes.
And you're just like, no, dude, you can't do that. You can't, you have a kid and this and that. You can't do that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's just, I mean, and I actually told him about the employee assistance program because I used to work with him, and I was like, call the employee assistance program, bro. I was like, you can get someone to talk to. They'll give you a therapist. They say it's 8 sessions, for free, but if you need more, dude, they're not going to say no.
Oh, that's badass.
They're not going to say no to you. And so I was like, get them, talk to somebody, and this person was like, yeah, he's like, but I also go to church. I was like, yeah, but church also, they know you. They know you as a person. They also bring religion into it, I was like, it's nice to talk to somebody that has no skin in the game, man. Somebody that has no reference to your life whatsoever. And you can just talk to them and let your shit out, and go with it.
Do you get therapy? Do you ever do it?
Remember we talked about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. We did talk about it. Every year I get mine. Yeah. I only get 5, and unfortunately they're strict at ours. We don't,
really?
If you need more, then it's too bad.
Oh, really? Damn, dude.
Next year.
But no, I mean, there's other resources out there. Like for example, the 1-800 number for the suicide hotline, it changed. So it's a lot easier. So like if somebody's going through it, they're like, what's the 1-800 number? That's one last thing that somebody wants to fucking try to think about while they're
Googling it.
Yeah, anything like that. But the 1-800 number for the suicide hotline now is 988.
988.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's an easier number to remember, right? It's 988. So if you're ever having some thoughts or you know somebody that's having some thoughts, 988.
Wait, what's the whole number?
988.
You literally dial 3 digits?
Yeah, instead of like nice. 911, like 911, right? 988.
Okay.
You hear that?
988.
You'll get connected to the
That's a good thing to know.
National Suicide Crisis Line.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, life is hard. And I feel like there's so many things people struggle with. It's this, the glass is half full, half empty. There's bad shit happening all the time. There's good shit happening all the time. But it is weird. I'm sure you're experiencing it too as we get older. You see more shit. People get older. They go through big life-changing things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
People get cancer. I mean, Joella's had cancer before. It's
yeah.
like, so many people I know have had cancer multiple times now. You know?
Cancer, and then we're getting to the age of where our parents are getting older. And it's like, I have friends whose parents are passing away. And so you're like, oh my God, that sucks. And, you're just thinking about it. And one of our super fans, her mother recently passed away like a couple weeks ago. And because of my emergency meeting yesterday, I couldn't make it to the funeral.
Damn.
But yeah, so I mean, it's like, we're to that age now.
It's weird
where things are.
It's weird. And it also makes you look at yourself, want to take some care of yourself because you never know. You can't. That's the weird part is like there's people who put all their effort into taking care of their body, being super healthy, doing everything right, avoiding drugs, going to bed early, doing all the things, and then a car accident, God forbid. You know what I mean? And so
or one crazy ass white blood cell decides to fuck everything up.
Yeah, is that cancer? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I know.
You could be the healthiest fucking person in the world.
I know. Cancer's the weird wild card.
Yeah, that one fucking white blood cell says, today's the day.
I'm just going to start going crazy.
Yeah.
Let's go crazy.
Let's go.
Yeah. I know. And you know what I'm saying? But thinking about last night when we were talking about like lucid dreaming and like our connection, like we've talked before about being in a simulation that came up last night. I think about all that stuff and it makes me really realize that we so stick to what we know, right? So if it's scientifically proven, we go with it. If it's not, it's hogwash until proven true or whatever.
Or until you're backed into a corner.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's what it was kind of like the opposite for Bob Marley. I'll get there in a second about his.
Well, even like what's his name, Steve Jobs, same thing, right? So you're back to the corner. He's like, oh shit, I got to try this other shit. Like,
but I think we're missing a big piece by being closed-minded about all the possibilities of shit we don't fully understand yet, or that's not studied by science yet. Because like when we were talking about lucid dreaming, like the fact that intention has so much impact on it, and you start realizing, like we talk, speaking back to kind of simulation theory, but also quantum mechanics, that the observer affects the things around it.
Yeah,
you start realizing, like in a way, we patch our reality together ourselves, and so why would we not think that there's something to approaching the health of our body in that way too? It doesn't mean like you just go sit on a fucking mountaintop and meditate until your cancer goes away. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean that there's this thing that like if you go through a lot of shit and you're always fighting and you have stress in your life constantly and you're not sleeping, the physical actually throw the physical stuff out. Let's just say you're stressing, your body's going through these crazy emotions all the time. There's got to be a connection to like illness and disease,
probably.
Right? You know what I mean? I'm sure there's
because your body's working on overdrive on other things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and some of the stuff that I've seen is wild, because I have had, I get angry inside. Like I've my whole life, I've just had this like instinct to get angry, and I've spent therapy and a lifetime figuring that out and figuring out what it is. But I've done some deep dives on anger, and anger is incredibly destructive for your health, dude.
Yeah.
like incredibly. And like they've done studies showing that like if you have like an outburst or like you get really angry and you like yell and scream or something like that, I mean, it's like 9 hours before your body chemistry returns to normal.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
So you're saying I should stop playing video games?
Yeah.
Because I'll be getting pissed sometimes, dude. The video games, like, motherfucker, you just,
Yeah.
fucking camping up there, bro. God damn it.
Yeah.
Just getting pissed.
You know what? I was thinking an odd characteristic I have that I think some people have is for some reason I get super angry when I fuck myself up. That has to happen to other people. There's a difference between stubbing your toe and going fuck, and me going, oh, I'm gonna fucking fuck that table up. Like that happens to me. I get that feeling. Like if I'm walking and I misjudge and slam my shoulder, I just
look at the wall,
like God, lucky you're a wall. If you were a person,
you're
lucky
if you had studs in there, motherfucker, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Anger's a really weird thing, but all of our emotions. Like I just think that we don't acknowledge that there's so much shit we don't understand. Yeah. All this is happening in our body all the time. We're like, well, but we haven't documented by science. But like, if the whole knowing everything in the world was this book this big, how much of that book do we know already?
Yeah,
fucking half a letter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, we're ignorant tonight. It doesn't mean that you just put your trust in a bunch of bullshit, but you have to also trust your instinct and your experience, and the experiences of those around you. But there are stupid people out there.
Oh, yeah.
Just do crazy shit.
Oh, yeah. All the time. And I think, like, people, like I always joke around, but I don't joke around. Like being an even-keeled person, right?
Yeah.
They say, like, the nicest people are, like, the angriest, too.
Yeah, that's true for me.
Yeah, because, like, I know, like, if anybody, like fucks around with me or friends or family and stuff like that, like, I'll get pissed.
Like there's
like we talked about, like when I went to jail defending friends, right?
Yeah.
Downtown, like, oh fuck, dude, So, and I think you've said that before too. You're like, shit, dude, I don't even want to know what it's like to get you pissed.
Yeah, no, dude, don't rile up the fucking bear over there.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's and I think it's also about how people handle it. Can handle anger, sadness, frustration, stuff like that.
The range of emotions.
The range of emotions. Like for me, like, again, I look at it as like, can I control that? Yes or no?
That's the move.
Like, can I do something about this? Like, yeah, I can do. Okay, let's do something about it. If I can't do anything about it, I'm not gonna be fucking mad about it.
What's the point?
And that goes with everything, right? That goes against like, people that have done you wrong.
Yeah.
Right. People that have hurt you. People, that you've gone through that, everyone's been through that bad breakup. We're like, fuck, like, what the fuck? And then, you just think about it. You're like, what can I do right now? Can I get her back? Can I do it? No, I can't. No. Okay. Well, fuck it.
Yeah. There's that moment of letting go.
Yeah.
That's always it.
Yeah.
That's such a secret to life. And you're so on my same vibe right now, dude. I was talking to Myra about this, like just in general.
Yeah.
Letting shit go, accepting the world for what it is, accepting what you can control, what you can't, and not sitting dwelling on something that you have no control over or something that you just don't like.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of shit in the world that you don't like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discomfort. There's a lot of things that just don't go your way. It just sort of is what it is. And the better you can get at accepting that and being flexible with life and focusing on the good, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's kind of it.
1,000%. I mean, yeah. But
this is our final podcast. We just answered life, the universe, and everything. It's over.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. 237 episodes. That's not bad.
All right. Like and subscribe. We're just going to keep on running these episodes over and over and again.
Over and over to the end of eternity.
No, it is like that. You just got to roll with the punches. Everything's a life lesson, right? You live and you learn. What's that they say, right? And like I think about it, like you're saying, people that have hurt you in the past, you're like, oh my God, you're like, fuck, dude. Like everyone's had that one girl that just fucked them up, right? You're just like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, that hurt. You're like, that really hurt, dude. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You're like, damn.
Nothing like relationships really fuck with your self-perception.
It does, dude. It does.
Yeah.
There's because I'm a music person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm about lyrics and I'm about songs and stuff like that. And there's like a couple of songs that I always like would think about, like going through like a breakup or like stuff like that. And there was like one was Rex Sunflower. It's called Sunflower, the song. And another one by Logic is like Let You Go.
I might know that one.
And so, one of the lyrics is like, I used to count the days with you. Now I just subtract them.
Oh,
and
shit.
You're like, damn, that hits.
Ouch.
Because you do, right? You think about it, you're like, every day that I was with that person, you're like, I loved it. It was the best day of my life. Every day got better.
Yeah.
And then after shit went down, you're just like, fuck, dude, I don't want to remember that shit.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good to go through that shit. Going through that at a young age, because my story was like, I was like the loyal guy that was cheated on like 1,000 times or whatever. And I just learned early on that I am in charge of making myself happy. And a relationship's a nice bonus, And once I got to that point, life became easier. Because when we're young, that's all you want. And you're looking for girls all the time. Like it's this idea of like I want to mate, like it's instinctive.
It is.
It's deeply instinctive. And so then, and when you're sucking at that and you're striking out all the time, your ego takes a big hit.
It does.
You know what I mean? And so for me, it got to a point where I just realized how many things in life I love besides that.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this is nice. It'd be great if that works out. And the irony is that the shit works out as soon as you stop chasing it.
Yeah.
It's like grabbing water or something. You know what I mean? Like you can't get a hold of it when you want to.
Yeah.
But if you just let go. What's that? There's a quote in the Bible like that too. It's like, let go of your life. Hold on to your life and you will lose it. Let go of your life and you will have it eternally or something. I'm fucking it up for sure. All the Christians out there.
Paraphrasing out there.
Mixing F words into Bible quotes. Stop it.
Whatever, yeah. No, and then like I think for me as well is like, I put a lot of effort into friendships, right?
You sure do.
If I'm your friend, you're going to get a lot from me.
Yes.
Right? I try to be there as much as I can for everybody. I try to keep people together, in the friends group.
I wonder what our friends circle would look like without you. Like, I don't think any of us would probably talk. When was the last time I hit up Joe?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or Joe
a
hit
year
me
ago.
up.
A year ago.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. But I like that he's in the rotation. I still see people. But that's definitely a strength of yours.
But yeah, so but then it comes to a point where somebody like, and it doesn't happen very often, but then something happens with somebody and they just like do you wrong. They take advantage of the friendship and
betrayal.
And you're like, damn, dude. You're like, it hurts. Like I let you in.
Yeah.
Like I did all these things, like, for you, not because it benefited me.
Yeah.
Just because, I wanted to help you out. I wanted to do this. And then just like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. We both are pretty nice guys. I've experienced a lot of that in my life. A lot of give an inch, they take a mile. A lot of turn around, stab me in the back.
Yeah.
Stuff where you're just like, being a really kind person is a great attribute, but it also makes you very vulnerable. Mm-hmm. You're really vulnerable because there are so many people out there that are not good and that are willing to just be self-serving or do whatever they need to do to look out for their own self. And whatever happens to you, it's kind of like outside. I think there's varying degrees in each human how much we like empathize with other people. And some people, and you get the far end of the spectrum is like, sociopaths, right? Or somebody who just they don't feel, they don't care about what happens to other people. It doesn't affect them. They don't have any empathy. And then there's, the really far end. And I'd say, I don't know about you, but I can say I'm probably somewhere far on the other end of that, where it's like, so I've been taken advantage of numerous times or had people in my life telling me like, stop, dude, that person is really using you. And you're like, no, they're cool, man. And then you're like, oh no, they were using me.
Yeah. No, sure. I'm a people pleaser for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
I try to make amends with people. I try to make people happy. Try to do right for them. Just because like it doesn't benefit me it benefits me in a way. It benefits me in seeing people happy, seeing people successful, seeing people thrive, stuff like that.
That's the ultimate happiness. It's nice to have a cool podcast room. It's great to have a Toyota Tacoma sitting in the driveway. It's great to get my education done and be doing a career that I love, right? These are all things I love.
Yeah.
But there's nothing, when you get on that deathbed, dude, and you're looking back at your life, the only thing you're going to wish that you did more was take care of people, be selfless, give of yourself, give your things to people, be there for when people need you, be inconvenienced all the time because you love someone. Like, those are the things to me that give life meaning. And so this shit's all cool. but it's not. That's where the answer is. And so in a way, like, you're probably way ahead of the curve with that because you are such a giving person and you're so social and you take care of people and you legit care about people. You'll always be inconvenienced for someone if it needs be. It's not a big deal to you. I think that provides a level of fulfillment in life that not a lot of people experience because we're so in pursuit of our own selfish desires, you know?
Yeah. No, I just want to see people succeed, man.
I was going to say, isn't that one of the best feelings, you know, watching people you love have success?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, 1,000%. You know, even if you like seeing like their families too. Like, you know, so like, oh, my son just graduated, you know, college. And it's like, sweet, right on, man. Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, that is. Right. It's like, you know what it reminds me of on a smaller scale is like when the Nuggets win or the Broncos win.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I'm rooting for them every time on a Sunday night before I go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Because I know how different people are going to be.
Oh, the next day, right?
Yeah. If we're like, dude, we made the playoffs, like fucking everybody's high-fiving tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas if we got knocked out of the playoffs, it's quiet. No one's talking in the morning.
To hang out. Like,
don't talk to me. I haven't had my coffee. You know, like everybody's.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, and then the occasionally the water cooler vent, you know, just that fucking call last night was so brutal. And you just kind of have to like mourn, you know, for a little while.
Yeah, I think I get all of my like my sports stuff, my anger and frustration. I get it out like that day, and I think for the most part, like people know, like for example, when Duke lost recently, you know, in the March Madness of the final, you know, in the Final Four, people were like, people used to like would text me like. Like right after, like, oh man, sorry about that. Like, or you know, people were like, oh, I guess Duke didn't have it in them, huh? You know, like all those kind of things. Like people, but now as it's gone by, people are just like waited to text me like until the next day. Yeah, and then I'll get my anger out too. You know, like with Tyson, I'll text him like, well, fuck.
Yeah, your fellow Duke fans.
Exactly. Get all mad at it. Yeah. And then just like the next day, it's like, again, the mentality, right? I can't do anything about it. They lost. Yeah. It's done. Next season. You're like, next season.
Yeah. I think that's such a good human quality in general. That's one of the secrets to life. Just accept shit when it changes. Once it's final, stop thinking about it.
Yeah. And there's another thing too. People don't text me during games too.
Oh.
Because they know I won't answer it.
Oh, yeah. My clueless ass doesn't even know when a game's happening.
Yeah.
Fucking texting you in the middle of it.
Yeah. No, I don't text anybody back in the middle of the game. Like Patty will text me because he's like, you know, he's one of the trollers.
Oh, no.
And so he'll be like, oh, looks like they're down, huh? You know, or like he'll text me like, oh, it looks like they're doing pretty good. You know, he'll text me throughout the game. Then like afterwards, I'll text him like, you know, I don't text during the game, dude. I don't text during the game.
Yeah. Do you read them? Or you leave them you just don't even pay attention?
I read them, yeah.
Yeah, you do read them. Oh, okay. That's funny. What do you think got you so pulled into Duke? Like, because Duke fans are unique, man. Like, Duke fans are serious fans. When did you start becoming a Duke fan? And like, how did you find your way?
Well, like I said, my uncle, you know.
Oh, sure.
There. And so, I guess it all spawned from there. And like, then knowing like, you know, it was a great program, right? You know, back in the day, you know, they used to stay like 4 years, right? For the majority of the time, like people would stay there all 4 years before going to the NBA or anything like that.
Right.
You know, and it's just a quality program. They were about academics, you know, on top of being athletes.
So as a kid, you were like, they're smart and
you're like, damn, they're smart.
Amazing.
And this coach is good. And it's like they have a cool, again, let's be real. They have a cool logo, man. They have
the Blue Devils logo,
Blue Devil, and they have a cool, you know, mascot.
I love the color blue too.
So, but no, yeah, it was just that, and just like I said, this the integrity of the program in itself.
Interesting.
And then
you'd have a UNC fan on here, so you get the other perspective.
They're at 7th grade reading levels. It's been
there's
proven.
A lot of science on it. They're all
no, dumb. It has. They had like reports, yeah. Like
are you being serious right now? Between
serious.
UNC fans and Duke fans? So UNC fans...
No. The actual players.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying they've studied the IQs. UNC
dumb.
Fans are literally
They're
dumber.
dumb as rocks. Yeah, that's been proven.
But
they
the players,
interviewed a rock and it had more to say than a UNC fan.
They would have to do it on an ongoing basis, right? Because
but no, there's been like investigations on like that's the other thing too. Like you said, integrity of the program, right?
Yeah.
Like you know, Arizona has been hit with, violations. Kansas has been hit with violations.
Right.
Like all those, Duke never hit with.
What do you think the
violations
secret
as
is?
well.
How do they maintain that? Why is it such? What makes a solid organization like that? Because this is probably an answer.
It starts
people
from
in
the top. Honestly, starts from the top, right?
Okay.
Your athletic director, and then your coaches, right? Pushing to the narrative of, athletics, academics, being an overall good person.
So what happens in those places where it goes south? People just they don't have
care about the win.
integrity.
They're about the win, right?
Yeah.
They're about the win. They know that person is going to be there a year.
Mm.
If they're a real good player, they're going to be there a year.
Yeah.
And then, they just have to maintain that person for the year that they're there.
Right.
And they don't think of again, I'm just talking on my ass. I don't think they see it
As we often do.
as the program as a whole, right?
Yeah.
They're just worried about that individual going. Whereas I believe Duke looks at the program as, again, they call it the brotherhood, as a brotherhood of people together.
Yeah.
And working as a program together. So.
Yeah. The college one's interesting to me because it's like, I would think you would feel a connection more if you went there.
Yeah.
But it's not the case. It's a brotherhood way beyond the university itself.
I mean, with the Metro and CSU.
Yeah.
Those are far from Duke.
Yeah. My girls are looking at college. Chili's going to be a junior this year, which is wild. Looking at different colleges. They're both at the point where
Out
they're...
of state?
Huh?
Out of state?
Mostly looking here.
Okay.
Mostly looking in state, Boulder, CU Boulder, things like that. But also some out. Like Chuck really wants to go to Stanford.
Yeah.
She's got her eyes set. I'm like, hey, I don't got a problem with that.
No.
Yeah. She's like one of those.
You're like, my bank account might have a problem with that, so I hope you get some scholarships, girl. But she's smart.
Yeah, that's a good thing about them. They're smart. They play sports.
Oh, yeah.
They're like doing all the right things right now.
Yeah.
So that's how you get some of that paid for.
Oh, yeah,
otherwise,
for sure.
Otherwise, I don't know. It's getting harder and harder. But also, I don't know what's going to happen with educational institutions in the future with everything happening right now.
With the Department of Education.
Yeah,
with
bro.
How things are going.
Yeah, this shit is so crazy.
We have a fucking military parade for a birthday of a president going on right now.
Yeah, dude. And Myra texted me right before the show. I was coming down here, and she sent me a screenshot of a tweet from Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah.
Buttigieg. That's it. Horrifying news out of Minnesota this morning as political violence takes the lives of Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark.
What?
Chast and I are holding their loved ones in our hearts and praying to the state for State
happened?
Senator John Hoffman. They were murdered, and it was targeted, and like the guys doing this, they were dressed as police officers. I don't know a ton. I caught up with her just for a minute before I came down here.
Okay.
So I kind of want to see it, but yeah, supposedly they were targeted. These are Democratic senators, I guess, that were targeted, and they tricked them into like thinking they were police, got close to them, and then just killed them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
And
like
her
some
husband-
movie. That's like a movie shit.
Dude, it's getting wild. It's like the shit that we're gonna see coming up. I don't even understand. Yeah, and that parade's today. Today's Saturday.
Yeah, it's going on right now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to parade tomorrow for Father's Day. I'm gonna hit him up.
It's been the best. It'll be the best parade ever.
That's one thing we were talking about last night. How different men and women are, and I don't know. I can't say that's a pretty blanket statement, but I mean when it comes to Father's Day, we were all talking last night. It's like a question we all hate when we get it. You just avoid. You don't want the question.
Yeah.
What do you want to do for Father's Day? Like I don't know. It's just a day. I'm just, yeah. And so my go-to is I always just request food, and then we can check the box that I'm getting what I want, and we're all cool or whatever. So, but it is funny how I think that's just part of being a dude. You know what I mean? Like celebrating being the father. Like what? What the fuck? I got work tomorrow. What are you talking about? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I think it's more satisfying to live your life in a way where you don't need that stuff. It does backfire sometimes. Like I know I've been in jobs before where I've always been clear that I don't like I'm awkward with feedback, like positive feedback particularly. I'm way better with like give me something I need to fix.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll just share it at this job now that I've left.
Yeah.
That I've been working, with Amanda and all them for a long time. And it backfired because like every once in a while I'd find myself being like, hey, I could use a little pat A little pat on the back here and there, which is out of character for me. But you realize when you straight up tell people that, because I straight up told them early on when I started there, because I don't like being recognized much in front of a bunch of people, or like if I'm killing it, I probably know. So you don't need, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
I know.
And if I'm fucking up, I probably know it too. But maybe you have something to offer me that I can make that a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I think it's just that mindset.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Father's Day, you're just like, it's a fucking day, bro. Just, I made kids.
You're like, okay, if we're going to do this, the minute I come out of bed, I need to have fucking roses on the ground coming all the way downstairs. When I come downstairs, everyone needs to be like, Father!
They roll a red carpet down the stairs.
Praise Father!
Down on their knees.
Father, what maybe we get to you today?
Oh my God, that's so funny because they get mad when you say you don't want anything. So I'm going to pre-write one for next year.
Yeah.
Just like a full fucking...
Make yourself like a staff dollar. Make yourself like a staff and you're just like walking around the house.
I'm going to borrow that giant Excalibur sword from my old job.
Yeah. Just walk around.
Just sit in my throne.
Today the father would like chicken adobo. And a cupcake.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
I'm already hungry.
Father's Day is only 24 hours. Come on, people.
What's the origin of these, I wonder? Where did Father's Day come from? Mother's Day? All of these?
I don't know.
Now, I got to ask you a question, too. When you do these kind of searches now, what percentage of the time do you go to like Google or the internet? And what percentage do you go to ChatGPT?
ChatGPT, because it just finds everything.
Are you doing Father's Day?
Yeah. Okay. Origination.
Yeah.
All right. It originated in the United States in the early 20th century, as a counterpart to Mother's Day. So Mother's Day was first.
So Mother's Day was first, which I've got right here. I can share that in a minute.
To honor fathers. Origins of Father's Day also was on June 19th, 1910 in Spokane, Washington. It was organized by Sonora Smart Dodd, who wanted to honor her father, William Jackson Smart, a Civil War veteran who raised 6 children as a single parent.
Wow.
Inspired by...
Back in the day, too, a single father, huh?
Inspired by a Mother's Day sermon, Sonora proposed a similar day to recognize fathers.
Wow.
In 1924, Calvin Coolidge supported the idea of a national Father's Day.
Whoa.
In 1966, LBJ issued the first presidential proclamation designating the third Sunday in June as Father's Day.
So what year did Father's Day start?
Well, I mean, it originated in 1910. It was supported in 1924. It was proclamation as the third Sunday in 1966. And then in 1972, Richard Nixon signed it into law as a national holiday.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it was around the same time. So it was Mother's Day. I guess the first one was in 1908. So most people think that Mother's Day is a sweet, timeless tradition, but the U.S. version of it has a very specific, surprisingly dramatic origin story tied to one woman, Anna Jarvis. She launched the modern Mother's Day movement in the early 1900s to honor her own mother, who had been a social activist and community organizer during the Civil War era. Okay, so Anna's mother, Anna Reeves Jarvis, ran Mother Day work clubs in the 1850s. Wow. To improve sanitation and lower infant mortality. During the Civil War, she encouraged mothers to care for wounded soldiers from both sides. And then after the war, she organized her mother's friendship days to reunite divided communities. Some people just out there doing shit, bro. This lady was getting it. When Anne Reeves died in 1905, her daughter Anne wanted to create a day to honor her mother's sacrifices, not just hers, but all mothers. So in 1908, it was the first official Mother's Day in Grafton, West Virginia. And in 1914, President Woodrow Wilson signed a proclamation making it a national holiday. Wow. So did Father's Day, what year was it official? If it was 1910, that means it was first.
Well, no, that was the one that was first celebrated. Official was 1924 by Calvin
Coolidge. 10 years later.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, what's with these alliteration president names? Woodrow Wilson and Calvin Coolidge.
They're like superheroes. Clark Kent.
Oh, so check this out, though. The ironic twist, Anna hated what it became. This is where it gets juicy.
Uh-oh.
Anna Jarvis despised the commercialization of Mother's Day. Ooh. She boycotted florists, candy companies, and greeting card manufacturers.
Damn.
This reminds me of like what the painter, Pretty Little Trees, Pretty Little Mountain here.
Bob Ross.
Yeah. Reminds me of him, right? Like all the stuff you see. I always wore all his shirts.
Yeah.
You realize you saw that. Did you see that documentary?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're just like, he didn't want any of that shit.
Yeah.
Same with this, dude. She created Mother's Day and like everything Mother's Day currently is. She's like, that was my worst nightmare. So she spent her later years trying to abolish it. Where did I just lost the...
When did she die?
She famously said, I wanted it to be a day of sentiment, not profit. It doesn't say when she died here. I don't know. Fun facts. Okay. $35 billion is the estimated U.S. Mother's Day spending in 2024. $35 billion on Mother's Day.
Dude, when I in my early 20s when I worked at Carrabba's, it was the busiest holiday for restaurants.
Really?
Yeah, it's the busiest holiday for restaurants because, you take your moms out for brunch or dinner and stuff like that. I remember that day dollar on Mother's Day, I made like $1,000 in tips.
Yeah.
I decided to work all day because, you know me. I'm like, I'm just going to fucking work all day. Can I have your shift? Like, yeah, you can leave early. That's cool. I'll take your shift.
That was always me on Christmas.
Yeah. And so I was like, I made $1,000 that day.
Wow. So the spending, what would I say, 30 something billion?
35 billion.
35.7 billion. There it is. Men for Father's Day, it's 22.4 billion. Some bullshit. What's going on here? So the average spending per person in 2024 is, wow, this is actually so crazy high to me. Father's Day, the average amount spent is $190 per person.
Huh.
Wait, what does that mean though per person?
I don't think Callie's spending $190 on her paint. On her
fact,
paintings,
I know she's not.
And her paintings that she's giving me. That's not $100 worth. Come on, girl. I'm gonna have to ask her to up that up.
Damn. And so for Mother's Day, the average per person is $275.
Got it. They're probably talking about like dinner and flowers and candies and all.
Yeah. Why do we spend so much more time on moms and dads? You suppose? Kind of what we're talking about. I think. Am I going to get hate mail? Do women in general like the praise more and like the? That's not it. You can't say something about a whole gender, right?
You can't say anything.
Everybody's a different person, so
I think it's just like it's the mother, the even though we as men contribute to life as well, but the mom carries and the labor and the sacrificing of their bodies and everything like that too. So
it's because she ate the fucking apple, bro. It's her fault. No,
she didn't have to take it. She didn't have to listen to that snake.
Yeah, being a woman versus a man is a really different experience, just physiologically.
Oh yeah.
Even if you get away from all the cultural stuff and all the other things, just like the way that your body works is so crazy.
Yeah,
I get nauseous when I think the idea of having so much inside of me. You know what I mean? Like your things that are functioning that you can't see, they're in there.
Now imagine you're being a woman and like that shit like redoes some shit every month.
Oh, I know. Well, and it seems brutal, dude, because I had 3 kids with nothing.
Yeah, and
bro.
then I know one of yours suffers from
really severe menstrual cycles. Yeah, and it runs in our family. My mom, I remember her remember I told the story on the podcast, she had a thing where, what was it called? Where basically her uterus sealed shut, but she continued having a period. Because she got something to stop it, but it didn't fully work. They accidentally sealed it closed, and then she would just have like excruciating pain, and she kept having periods and periods and periods. Her stomach was getting distended, and then they went in one day and like literally popped. And just everything came out. She said she felt instant relief. That's what I'm saying. I can't stomach. That being part of my life, bro. Like that's just what life is.
Call us weenies. Call me a weenie.
Hell yeah, bro.
I'm not going to go through that every month.
You ever seen those videos of them putting the cramp simulators?
We should try it.
We should try it for the show. We should do it right here on the podcast. Get one of those.
We should have Myra just like order one of those things, and
I wonder how much those things are.
I don't know.
They can't be that bad.
I don't think so.
What the fuck else do you want? I mean, if it's super expensive.
What else are you using it for? Yeah. What is that machine
That's
for?
That's one of those rare, like, single-purpose things.
Yeah.
Just put it on dudes and let them try it. That's all it is. But you mean dudes collapse with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched, like, reels of, like, dudes trying to, like, they're doing like, they say doing dishes, and they're like trying to do dishes as this is happening. And they're like, they're like, like they spilling everything. Just
yeah. And I know, I mean, there's 3 women in this house, dude. And like, they go through it, especially
when Jay leaves, you're outnumbered, bro.
Yeah, big time, bro. I know. I already am. We already are.
Yeah.
He's not even here half the time. Yeah. I'm definitely on my own over here.
And then, you are severely outnumbered. Like even when family comes over. Oh. Even when family comes over.
Yeah.
Like
they're all
Myra's
girls.
sister, and then the Ping's girls, Chloe and like.
And any of the dudes in our family that come over, they sit in the corner on their phone. That's all they do. So it's not like we could get together.
Dude, your family is all girls.
All women, I know. That's why they went crazy when Jaden was born. That's why he was smothered with gifts and spoiled from the time he was young.
The praised one. It's the boy.
The male. They prophesized
him. They prophesized the male. You are the chosen one.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I don't know. It's
damn, Jay is the only boy out of all the cousins.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know, dude. It is a female heavy family.
It is, dude. Jay is only.
Yeah.
Dude, that had to have sucked for him, like just growing up, like all the cousins coming over.
It did suck for him
because they're all.
He hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was bummed. I do remember that being a thing for him. He was like, no dudes in this family. Sucks. And Jay was always like the dudiest dude you could be, bro. He's out there getting dirty and fucking around in the dirt and playing and being rough.
Yeah, I just realized that now because I'm like thinking of your whole family because I've obviously known you for a long time and hung out with your family for a while.
Women. It's funny you realized it before me. I'm like, yeah, it's actually a solid point. It's very true. Completely outnumbered around here.
Jay had no chance.
Yeah. And it messes with their mindset too, that like having the menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
Because it'll always be like I don't know if I should share all this on the podcast, but like somebody will just act really crazy. You know what I mean? And now we're at a point where we kind of even that person, those people will go, I wonder. There's only 3. I don't know why I'm talking all. I'm scared out of my mind, Pierce. Send help.
Right? Is that the signal?
Yeah. No, but it's true. And then we'll realize it, like we would realize it the next day. And the person would be like, I started my menstrual cycle. That's what's going on, bro.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That monster you saw earlier, that was not me.
Yeah.
Like, no, that was.
I tell you, I had a student say that to me about Mr. You're always on your period, I swear.
What?
Bro.
Did you go?
No, because I hear crazy shit all the time. They say crazy shit. That same kid said to me, Mr. This is an explicit warning. Mr. You always seem like you got somebody's dick in your mouth. This is the 2 harshest things a kid's ever said to me. Same kid who loves me by the time that I left.
Yeah.
We were all good. But he got suspended for that. But the big thing with it wasn't so much what he said to me about the dick in your mouth. It was you're always on your period. Because now you can't say, it's like really sexist. You know, it's like a gender specific thing that you're saying. So he ended up getting suspended. And then came back like nothing happened. But that's me as a teacher. It was like nothing happened to me too. Like, I don't care. I'm here to teach you math again today.
You're fucking 12. Get out of here.
Yeah. No matter what you say to me and how pissed off you get, my ultimate objective is for you to learn. At the end of the day, that's what I get paid for. That's what I get rated on. Like I need you to learn. So you can say whatever you want to me, but you should. The way the kids recoiled when he said it, bro. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in that room. Everyone was like, just waiting. Like, is Mister gonna crash?
Yeah.
I think one kid said that. Are you going to crash out, mister? I'm like, no, bro. I'm like, you just say one more thing like that. I'm going to go ahead and put in a referral. And then they came and got him, and he got suspended. And I moved on with my day. But you remember those things. The only other really harsh thing a student said to me one time was, who I also ended up building a good relationship with, was she told me, you just need to quit with your old ass. And I love it too, because this guy Chris that I work with, he's one of my favorite people in the whole world, dude. Super big, tall dude that I always talk about. He has a thing that he always does where he'll Like we do it to each other all the time. Like I'll walk in when he's teaching and I'm like looking around and then I just like I'm writing stuff down. We just mess with each other.
Yeah.
And so that day when that happened, the student, what happened was there was no computers in class that day. And the student just pulled a computer out and started typing on the computer. And I asked several times, hey, can you please put that away? We got to keep moving here. Student wouldn't put it away. Eventually I walk over. I never get into physical things. I don't snatch things out of kids' hands. It's just a nightmare. So I was like basically telling her, can you please just go ahead and close it right now? Like we have to do this or we got to call a dean and stuff and everybody's waiting to learn right now. So if you could just close it. And then she was like, no, I'm not going to close it. And then I just very slowly, I never snatch. I just very slowly said, I'm going to go ahead and close it. And then she ripped it out of my hand, turned and was like looking at me. And then she was like, you need to just quit with your old ass. Give up. And then I look in the corner and Chris is standing at my doorway like this. It was exactly what I needed because that one I actually got emotionally. I was early in teaching and it got me emotionally. Like, talk to me like fucking Chris standing in the doorway, mocking like he's taking notes, watching me critically.
Did she do anything? Did she see it too?
No, I don't think the kids didn't pick up on it. They never pick up on it. We just stand in the corner and look at each other like, just taking notes on what you're doing over here. Okay.
That's what we used to do when I worked collections. We used to always like pretend like you were gonna do something. Like we had this one guy's name was Ashton, and he would snitch. They were called part of the crew called the snitch crew. And so if he saw somebody like on a personal call, like on a cell phone or something like that, he'd turn around and look at them and be like, he'd do that little thing like under his nose, go like, Amy's on a personal call. Like he'd be all loud about it. And she'd be like, Ashton. He's like, she's on the phone right now on a cell phone talking on the personal call.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, Ashton.
That's like an elementary kid thing.
Yeah. And so, and then again, he had, friends. You make friends where you work, right? And so his friend Adam started to do it. And so Adam worked with us for a little bit, by the way, at Jones. And so Adam would do it too. He'd get up, he'd go like this. He'd look and be like, flick, and he'd turn around, and you're like, oh God, what is he gonna do? And he'd like walk to the manager's office, like, Amy's on her phone, like, just like, so and so it got to the point where like, God damn it, dude. And so like, people would just like be watching themselves around it, and like Adam and Ashton like eventually became like supervisors, right?
Okay. Oh, great.
And and so it would just be like, and so, there'd be occasions, it would be the same thing. Like, and they'd like look at their phone and they'd be like texting. Like one day I got up, I stood up and I like looked at him and he looked at me and he was like,
you did the move.
He shook his head. He shook his head at me and I was all, Adam's over here texting. Y'all. He's texting on his cell phone right now.
That's funny. Yeah, I think people who work in those situations, I know because we did for so long, you just get so bored.
Yeah.
Just always trying to do something fun, trying to add something interesting.
And that job too was so funny because we worked in a call center. It was collections, right?
Wait, you talking about Jones?
No, when I was working at the collection agency.
With
these people when we were, with all that. And we worked at a collection agency, right? And you never saw anybody. You were on the fucking phone all day. Yeah. But you had to dress up. You had to wear a tie.
That's ridiculous.
Every day. Had to wear a tie.
Those days are over, by the way.
Every day, right? And so when somebody would fucking forget a tie, they had to be sent home, right? And so we started to do loaner ties. We would go to like thrift store.
Get wild ass ties.
Get the fucking ugliest tie. Like there was like a fish tie we got. It was like an all brown tie, and so it'd be like you got to go home. You could have missed a whole day, or we they were like, Mike, Adam, you got a loaner tie? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, we sure do.
I have a loaner tie? It was like a trout one, like a actual fucking fish one. So yeah, we'd have those.
That is such a stupid thing that's going away. Like if you're working in a call center all day, what's the deal with the clothes? Why do you got to look?
So the thing was with that particular place is we have high end clients, and if a client decides one day just to come in and tour
So you're all
place.
dressed up like that just in case.
Just in case somebody shows up.
Just in case somebody shows up. And the time you were there, how many people showed up?
Zero.
Zero. Yeah.
Zero.
Nobody
Nobody ever showed up.
That stuff always irritated me from a young age because I went, my story of going to that one school where I transferred for like a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had the hair code.
Haircut, yeah.
Hair's got to be above your eyebrows. It's got to be above your earlobes, above your collar. And like everything, they controlled our facial hair as guys. Not that in high school, most guys can't grow that much, but you couldn't even let it go. Like even guys who were just like, I barely grow anything. I don't really shave, like Mark or something like that. He would have got in trouble.
Damn.
They'd be like, you need to shave. You need to be clean shaven. And that's what I mean is like that kind of shit. It just seems so stupid from the time it happened to me that I've never let go of it. There's a reason I dress the way I dress. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm that guy. I show up in shorts and t-shirts everywhere I fucking go. Yeah. Ball caps, tennis shoes. Like I just don't care because I know it means nothing.
Well, we had a symposium last week, and they told us we had to dress up, right? Like dress up, and like my team was like and we expect you to be in a suit, Mike. We expect you to be in a suit. It's a suit. You have to dress up, be in a suit. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'll 3-piece it up. That's cool. I can do that. And I showed up, and and by the way, I'm the only guy on my team. So I'm the only guy. And that's pretty much in that world, right? In education, it's mostly
I relate.
female, it's mostly female, right? And so I show up to our symposium, and I am head to toe, like just decked out, right? I have the 3-piece going. I have my handkerchief in my pocket, and everything. And so
did it up,
and they my Jordans that match everything.
Hell yeah!
And so they were like, one of my coworkers, like, wow. She's like, okay, you're a ride or die. You are a ride or die. And they were like, you said you were going to show up in 3-piece. You did. She's like, we only knew you. We didn't even know if you had hair anymore. She goes, because every single time. Yeah. He's like, you always have a hat on calls. You wear t-shirts all the time, And I was like.
That's a thing, right? You probably get that a lot too. I get that all the time. People assume if you wear a hat every day, because I wear a hat almost every day.
Yeah, that you're bald.
No, you take the hat off and they're like, whoa. I remember one day because there's another guy I work with named Joe, and he's the same way. He only wears his backwards though. I've noticed some people have certain things. Yeah, exactly. Only backwards, except he'll do the trucker hat and the snap back and all that too. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen him in one of those. I don't think I've seen him in a regular hat. But one day we both just happened to be sitting at a table working. We both happened to take our hats off while we were just on our computers.
Yeah.
And it became a thing where we were like, you guys both have really good hair. Like, why the hell do you wear hats every single day?
That's what you said to me that one day. You're like, damn, Pierce, you got a
you
full
do,
head
bro.
of hair. Like,
You take the cake, bro. You take that thing off. That hair just comes at you. Like, holy shit, you got some thick ass hair. That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Especially for a lot of guys getting our age. People don't like that. Mine's thinning, for sure. I got the real gradual thin, though.
Yeah.
It'll be, by the time I'm 60, I'll be,
You're fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
And then you can go back to shaving your head and looking sick again.
Yeah. No, I have to be super jacked before I shave my head next time.
Or a full ass, big ass beard.
That would counter it for sure.
No,
you're so right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So when you decide to go bald,
you
have to have a full ass big beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll show you some of these pictures I had ChatGPT. I was just having it like make pictures of me performing. I was like, what do you think I look like? What do you think I look like performing and all this stuff? Pretty fucking accurate, dude.
Really?
It was crazy.
Have you ever uploaded like a picture of yourself to ChatGPT or anything?
I have now. I wanted to talk about that today.
Did you do like a headshot?
But this was
Okay.
This is way before that. So it had a pretty good idea, but let me see if I can actually find the picture just to show you. I don't think we have a good camera to show.
Because I've had ChatGPT give me a headshot, like make a headshot for me for work.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
They're really good at that
Yeah,
stuff.
dude. It was really good. Like I was like in a suit and everything, and just like I was already in a suit in the picture, but like they changed up my suit and like can give you an option of the backgrounds and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
I have way too much going on. This is like a computer with 2 tabs open. That's my ChatGPT because I always in everything I always start a new chain.
Oh, do you?
Because then I like to be able to have it all filed away here on the side, and you can pull up what you're looking at. Now I can't. I don't know. I was trying to see if there was I know I had it labeled something. Oh, here we go. Live picture request. So check this dude out.
Oh, dang.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not far.
It's not far
Not
off.
far from it, $1.
No, and even look at the owl tattoo.
Yeah.
Which is very similar to the owl I have
Yeah.
on the back of my arm. Okay. So, no, on a different subject, this was badass. I'm going to share some pretty personal stuff here because I don't really care. But in the past, I think I have. So I want to lose some weight.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to, and it's a lifelong struggle for me.
It is, yeah.
It's just been something that I've all sucked in the stomach a little bit. Yeah, I notice I move our camera's angles from like here up. Let's make a little more comfort. No, so I have a Eufy scale. And my Eufy scale was saying that my body fat percentage was like 35%.
Yeah.
Which is real high.
Yeah.
And that's just what I kind of operated on. And then one day I just got a wild hair up my ass and I asked ChatGPT, I was like, how accurate would you be able to tell body fat from pictures?
Yeah.
And it was like, actually a lot more accurate than you would think.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, really? And so I took a picture.
Yeah.
And it said, take a picture from the front with your shirt off, take a picture from the back and from the side, and then upload it. I uploaded it. It says that its visual estimate of my body fat percentage is about 26%.
Oh, well.
That's fucking drastically different.
That is drastic.
So then I'm like, I didn't just take it at face value.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, let's dive into this a little bit. Like why should I trust yours over Eufy?
Yeah.
And it just breaks down like all the problems with those. The two biggest factors that screw those scales up, that give you like your body fat percentage, dehydration and muscle mass, which we knew the muscle mass thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, ChatGPT, I was like, is this thing designed to make you I don't know, kiss your butt or something?
You're perfect the way you are,
it said things like, clearly you lift weights, you have strong muscle structure, particularly through your shoulders, your chest. And I was just like, hey, this is not how I've been thinking to myself. Let's fucking go, ChatGPT. What's next? And also, I was going to try and lose, I thought I needed to lose like 50 pounds, and it said I need to lose more like 30.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a lot.
It's still a lot, yeah.
Still a lot of pounds.
2 pounds a week, 15 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to stress over it anymore.
No.
I tried having it help me with remember I was doing the State of Slim there for a little while. It's just so hard. That mentality fucks you up, dude.
It does.
Oh, especially
enjoy life, bro.
I know.
And enjoy life and and as for me, I enjoy life, but at the same time I'm like, I know about what I eat.
Yeah.
I don't have to
when you track that much over the years, you just know it.
You know it. And as well as when I eat things now, when I go out to eat, I'm not eating as much as I used to be able to.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm when I get a fucking Chipotle burrito bowl, before, mow it down.
Yeah.
Done. Now I get halfway through, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a lot of food.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I've watched with my parents aging is they eat less and less every year. Especially when you get really older.
Yeah.
They start eating less and less food. But I think all that stuff, all our ideas about what happens when you get older, it doesn't have to be the case.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think you escape death. You don't escape aging. Everything falls apart eventually. But I think this idea of you know, when we were growing up, bro, if somebody was 60, they were on death's door. You know what I'm saying? They fucking looked 88.
Yeah. Dude.
They've had a lot of life. They're ready to go at any moment. No one's surprised if they have a heart attack.
Again, I remember we talked before when I was 18 and my dad was 40. Yeah. I was like, "Fuck, you're old, man." God damn.
Fast forward, when you're pushing over 40.
And I asked Callie that too. I asked Callie one day, I was like, "Hey, for real, am I old?" She's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn." I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, we are old. Relative. It's all relative.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is 60 now is not what 60 was when we were kids.
No.
60 in 1988, you're on death's door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've probably been smoking your whole life. A lot of it's probably life changes and lifestyle things that we do differently now.
Yeah.
And development of medicine, what we know about nutrition and all this stuff now. But I don't know. I'm 46. 46 does not feel what I saw 46 as when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's in my head though too. Maybe no, you're totally that guy. Trust me.
Yeah, but no, at the same time, now as we're older, 66.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, that's old. Right? You're like, damn, that's old, bro. 66 is old, man.
Yeah. It's all relative. Nobody lives that long though.
Yeah.
Nobody's living to 150. Not gonna make that one.
I mean, I'm trying. I'm hoping.
Yeah, bionic man.
Yeah,
in some form.
By the time, all we got to do is keep this going.
You're gonna be sitting here all roboted out with an AI version of me.
Yeah. Well, as you know, Tony passed away 100 years ago.
Yeah.
We are in episode 3,452.
Yeah. Hey, Tony, how's that new eye treating you? It feels great. Never waters, don't have any allergies. Life is awesome. I also have a 6-pack. Look. I'm going to set it up for you, Pierce. I'm going to tell you exactly what I need to look like. Just have Chris Hemsworth sitting over here. Thored out with hair down to my golden locks of hair. Yeah, how interesting would that be if we find out that this is a simulation? We're all playing a game and we're all in these bodies or whatever. And then you realize like, oh, there's a next level. When you leave here, now you get to go into it, but you're really conscious this time and you get to pick everything.
Oh, dang.
Dude, you get to set up your own life, pick where you're born, when you're born, what kind of a body you have, what your genetics are like, what you look like. Wow.
Congratulations. Maybe that's it, $. There's not a heaven or a hell.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
Right? It's not a heaven or hell. It's
just
like
get to make your own.
You get to the end and you've satisfied like all of the achievements in life.
Checked all the boxes.
Checked all the boxes. Like you were a good person. You did this. You did this. You helped this. You helped this. You helped this. You did this. You did this. You went through, like all these different things. Breakup. You found love and da-da-da. All these checks. And then the people that don't get those checks, they don't get to choose again. They're just like randomly set up again. But they don't know it though, right?
Yeah.
They just randomly set up again and they have to
forget
learn
everything.
Yeah, they forget everything. Oh my God. $.
So if you play it right, you get to remember.
You play it right, you're like, okay, like here it is. Here is the menu. What would you like to be? You're like, oh my God.
So do you think that there is something to you beyond the physical body? Like, is there some part of you that can't be represented in any of the molecules sitting right here? Do you think that?
Yeah, I think there's an energy.
Yeah, it seems like there has to be.
It's an energy.
Right? I always trip out. Like we've talked about it before, the like reincarnation and stuff like that. Some of those stories are so wild. Like those little kids that are like 4 years old, and they describe some old guy's life that died like to a T. Knows all their friends, knows their names. Like that shit's wild. I've been that deep down that rabbit hole. That's really crazy to me. And I told you I got to the point where I was like trying to see if I could remember any of my life.
Yeah.
I was like finding strategies and stuff. And
damn, you're a terrible person, $. Yeah. Before you had the random reset.
Yeah. No, I came across this like guru, this Indian guru, and he was explaining how it's just a bad idea to go searching for your old life.
Oh yeah.
And he had the best point ever. He was like, you can't handle the life you have now. You really want to remember the thousands upon thousands of lives you've lived before this? Like, just let it go.
If you're struggling with one right now,
you're not.
Last time don't matter. Last time don't matter, dude.
Yeah, if you want to search out your previous lives, you shouldn't. Like that just tells you right there. Yeah, but that stuff is wild. I get such a that's such a trip to me because that's why I say with everything with health, we just keep your mind open.
Yeah,
because we think we know shit and we really don't. Like, explain that kid. Explain that 4-year-old kid that knew everything. And there's multiple kids like that in that documentary.
Yeah.
Where they're like interviewing these kids and it's like they know everything from this dude who died in 1967. Like, what the fuck is going on? Very wild.
Yeah.
Snoop says he's Bob Marley reincarnated.
He can't though.
Math doesn't math, buddy.
He can't. Remember, because he was still alive when he was born.
Right. He just went into his body and took over. Calvin Broadus was a different person before that.
Yeah.
That's when he became Snoop.
Yeah.
He was Calvin before that.
Yeah.
Mr. Broadus, we called him. Snoop's the best, dude. I fucking love that guy. He's aged like a fine wine.
He's hilarious. Dude, he's hilarious. Like, especially like when he was commentating like on Olympics.
God. Oh my God. He's so funny. And he's one of those people that just, what makes him funny is he's just himself.
Yeah.
That's what's funny about it.
And it's what's wild is he's coming from a gangster rapper, right?
Yeah.
And this dude is now like being sought after by like ABC to be a fucking color commentator for like the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's a wild.
So that begs the question.
Life.
So he's crushing life right now. So that begs the question: is he going to get to choose in the next one, or did he already get to choose?
He's like,
I'm telling you, that's pretty fucking close to what I would pick. Like, if you could pick everything, it'd be like, I want to be like 6'4" black dude that's amazing at rapping and smokes weed every day, all day. Yeah, fucking, you won, bro. You won. Yeah, Snoop's the coolest, man. I love people like that because it's so rare when you see famous people and all these people that make it in entertainment, and people want it so bad, and they're trying to fill some hole in their soul for so long that you just get so many shitty people in entertainment. And so when you see someone like Snoop or Dre or one of those guys, you know, you're just like, it's just a real person. That's just a real authentic dude. And to see his journey too, from like you said, you know, literally starting as a hardcore gangster and like being deep in all that shit to be like rapping about love and talking about God and stuff now. You're like, damn, dude, that's pretty cool, man. Good for you. And of course, there's haters out there. Yeah. There's probably fucking haters out there. Would you stop slinging, bro? You're not really from the streets no more. What are you trying to do? Preach all this love? I think you have to know some of the people that are capable of the deepest compassion and love are the people that have seen the worst shit.
Probably.
Don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you get
Siddhartha
appreciation.
Was, you know, he went through it.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Buddha for people.
Yeah, Siddhartha Gautama.
Yeah.
The original Buddha. Because there's two concepts of Buddha. There's like the physical person, that guy, and then there's like the spiritual concept that we all have Buddha nature.
Yes.
We all have some Buddha inside of us.
Has there not? So again, the Dalai Lama, right? Has there's because he has said that there is not going to be another Dalai Lama after him. Is that still the case?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because I remember, because like they always say, right, that there's somebody, you know, when he was chosen to be the Dalai Lama, right? It's like these people that are born and they're like, oh, it's you. You're the next Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
Are you looking that up right now?
Yeah. Another Dalai Lama. And it's weird how it lines up with like the Pope and all that too. Because remember they were saying that there wasn't going to be that like this Pope that we have right now is supposed to be the last one. I don't know how true that is. I talked to Myra. She's my expert on Catholicism. Yeah. And she said no. She just doesn't think there's anything to it. They just keep having them. And it all started with this, it's all TikTok shit. Yeah. But there's like something, you know, like in the Vatican where they put all the pictures of the Pope up and there's only one slot left.
Yeah.
It's just probably not even real. There's probably not even a room with pictures.
They just ran out of room, okay? The square footage is small.
Oh, yeah. So it says there, there is expected to be another one.
Another Dalai Lama? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe at the time he was just saying that there's not one yet.
Oh, wow. Listen to this, though. So the complication, China versus Tibet. China insists it has the authority to name the next Dalai Lama. Wow, which is wild that they would even say that. Yeah. The Dalai Lama himself said he may not reincarnate at all to avoid Chinese interference. So maybe, or he may reincarnate outside Tibet, possibly in India or the West. Am I the Dalai Lama? I just found out I'm the Dalai Lama. Thanks, ChatGPT. Yeah. Yeah. So most likely there will be another.
But he's at this point in time saying that he is choosing not to
reincarnate.
If China.
Imagine the fucking plane of life you were living on, bro. When you're like, I think, you know what? I'm not going to reincarnate next life.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Wait, are you I guess I'm His Holiness.
Yeah. Whereas the rest of us are like, we reincarnate?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, no. Just me.
Yeah. No, just me.
I control that too, by the way.
Yeah. No, you're all going to hell. Yeah. I like the Dalai Lama because he has a sense of humor.
Yes, he does.
He likes to laugh.
Yeah, he likes to laugh. He likes to play jokes too, and tricks and stuff. Yeah. So,
well, it's got to be weird. It's got to be a weird thing to be the Dalai Lama,
dude.
They snatch you up as a kid, and your parents are just stoked that they're taking you.
Yeah.
Like, yes, our kid's the Dalai Lama. And then you go through all this rigorous training. You're educated at a really high level. You learn to read and write. You learn multiple languages. You go through all this stuff, and then you just never are a normal person. Can you imagine? Like, because anybody who meets the Dalai Lama, you're just thinking like, oh, they're this sage, and then you see him and he's like, this is a normal old dude. You know what I mean? And I think that's the point of Buddha. That's kind of like the big idea is like, He's not anything special. None of us are.
Yeah.
That's the difference too between like Christianity and Buddhism. That's where one of the fundamental differences is that Jesus was really special.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas Buddha was not special at all. You just realize the potential that Buddha reached, we all have that potential.
Yeah. That was the thing, right? That Buddha, he had gone through everything. He's gone through the hardships, he had compassion,
It's the suffering of life.
The suffering of life and then the compassion to know others that have suffered. Yeah. Just a regular ass dude.
Yeah. But just what a weird experience. That's probably why he cracks jokes and stuff and is lighthearted, Because everyone's got to be so serious around him, I bet.
Dude, right?
And people probably do weird shit. Like they think he's like clairvoyant and stuff. They probably ask him like, what's my future? And like, you know what I mean? Because it's weird because I was always attracted to Buddhism because it is more of a philosophy than it is a religion.
Yeah.
And I just always thought that was cool. But then as I learned more about Buddhism throughout Asia, you realize there's all these places that do the same shit that Catholics and Christians do.
Yeah.
They like idolize things and worship, material items. And they think of Buddha as a god in some cases. And you're just like, they missed. It's weird. They missed the point.
Yeah.
I thought that was the whole thing. Was that, because I mean, clearly, if any bulk, oh my God, the hate that's going to come. But if there's any religion in the world where the bulk of them miss the point, it's Christians, dude. I hate to say it. I believe in Jesus, but I think most people miss it because there's all these weird oxymorons you see all the time, like things that they're just walking contradictions. Like, I love Jesus, fucking get some guns and let's shoot him up.
Yeah.
Jesus, what would Jesus do? Fucking get a rifle. You're like, no, he wouldn't. What are we talking about? Did you pay attention to what Jesus said at all? That's one of the ironies of human history to me, is like, it's so profound, but we act like it's not. Like, whether you're a Jesus follower or not, whether you believe he was real, whatever your standing is, this idea of this person coming along being like, I am a child of God, I am like perfection.
Yeah.
And we're like, put him on a cross, fucking kill him immediately. Like, talk shit about him. Everybody's, you know what I mean? Like, the biggest miss of human history. Like, we just fucking missed the point, dude. Except for those 11, his disciples or whatever.
Yeah.
We're insisting on spreading the word.
Zombie Jesus.
There's so many people that think that they know what's going on. We don't know what's going on.
Nobody knows what's going on. Like Joe Rogan says, we're all on a fucking rock flying through space right now.
Start there. Where do you go from there?
We're on a rock, flying through space right now.
Flying through space. And have you ever seen those diagrams of the actual solar system?
Yeah.
It's not just like this little thing, where planets are going around the sun. It's like this coil-shaped thing. It's like flying the whole thing. The sun's flying through the universe. The planets are like trailing and orbiting it as they go.
Yeah. Like,
it's fucking wild where we live. And then we look out into the universe and it's like, we don't know how far it goes. It might be infinite. Like, we have no idea what's going on at all. But then there's people that are like, but I know this is the right answer for the afterlife. Yeah. You don't know shit. You don't know. You think, you believe.
You're going to go to heaven or hell. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I do feel like faith has something to do with it, though. Like, I really think that there's this, like, believing something that can make shit real. I feel like there's some,
for sure,
not just here in our physical reality, but like the afterlife and all that.
Also,
thing.
people need things to believe in as like to help get through life, right? As a crutch,
sure,
things too. So, they need that.
There's so many examples of people becoming amazingly wonderful people from religion.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
it does seem like it's just a human thing. It's like just part of human culture. We've always had religion, It's like some belief in something higher.
Can you imagine fucking those the bad chimpanzees all of a sudden like finding religion, and now they are badass, and now we're getting overtaken. Planet of the Apes.
Dude, I have to confess, I'm so fucking addicted to these stupid ass AI videos. Have you seen these AI videos of like Bigfoot?
No.
Oh, if I send you some though, you're
Okay.
gonna start getting a shit ton in your algorithm. You know what you can do? Go on our Mike and Tony TikTok.
Okay.
And just go to like our scroll page. I scroll on there a lot. So the shit on there is like shit I'm watching. But I love watching those. Damn. It's like, so there's these, I can't believe you don't know about this. There's like these videos of, they're completely AI generated, but it's like a Bigfoot in the forest with a selfie stick. And he's just like talking, and they're all different. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are horrible, and you're just like, "This is so stupid." And everybody makes them. That's what sucks, is trying to find the good ones or whatever. But my favorite ones are like, he's like a stoner, druggy kind of fucking nature freak.
Okay.
He's going, bro, I just got these Zens. We're gonna fucking hit this up, bro. Then I'm gonna get blackout drunk, and then we're gonna try to fly. Like, dude, I can't stop watching him. And then he like made friends with the Yeti.
Yeah.
So it's him and the Yeti. The Yeti's like a all white version or whatever. Dude, this shit. And I think what everyone loves about it, because I was trying to figure out like, why is this so appealing? Because it's blowing up right now.
Yeah.
But I think it's because the algorithm lets it stay because it's AI.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, there's homophobic shit, racist shit, fucking drug stuff. But if I put up a video saying those things that he said, it would be taken down immediately.
Yeah, for sure. Community guidelines.
So I think that's what we're always drawn to taboo. You know, like this motherfucker's out here getting it in the forest, dude, getting blackout drunk and combining, eating mushrooms.
Zins, you said?
Bro,
have you ever had a Zin before? I've never had a Zin.
No. I've never tried almost anything.
I don't like chew. I don't like packs, nicotine packs.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like those. I remember back in the day when I was bouncing. I think I told you that story where I fucking took a pouch, and I was like, "All right, let me see what this is about, Jason. Come on."
Oh no!
The other door guy with me. He's like, "All right, here you go," and I got it. And I just remember being like, "Oh no,
yeah,
I am high right now, bro."
Yeah.
He starts laughing. He goes, "That's your first one ever?" I was like, "Yeah, bro."
Wow.
And you just get fucking
what does it
nicotine
feel like?
high. It's like you're high.
Nicotine buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like you're high, like weed high, like for me, like right, like it was just.
How long ago was that? I had
and I just remember him telling me too. He's like, "Don't gut it, spit it out."
Oh yeah.
He's like, "You'll get sick."
Oh yeah, yeah for sure. Have you ever been green from nicotine?
Well, yeah, that day, it was too much, dude. I was like, I gotta take this out, bro. This is way too much for me right now.
Yeah. It's intense. I did always there was a time when I loved the combination of nicotine and weed together.
Oh, okay.
So we'd roll up those spliffs.
Blunts,
roll up those. Yeah, there's that too. Blunts are awesome.
Yeah.
But I was actually doing a deep dive on that. I was trying to figure out why joints and blunts pull so differently. So when I say pull, for my non-stoner friends out there, just taking a hit, right?
Yeah.
So what it is it's because like with joints, a lot of times you grind up the weed or it's like pretty fine.
Fine, yeah.
You know, it's this little thing. Whereas in blunts, it's chunks.
Chunks, yeah.
So there's way more space for air to
get through.
pass through,
Yeah,
which is
sense,
why you see like blunt smoke looks different than spliff smoke or joint smoke, right? It's like thick as fuck, and you get jacked. I'm not a blunt. Once in a while, I'll have a blunt.
That's back in the day. That's all we did was blunts.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You get a fucking black and mild, and a Swiss or sweet.
Yeah,
and just get, my friends get a little razor, open it up.
It's a nice combo.
Get it in there and just like wrap it
nicotine and weed.
Yeah,
it's a good combo.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I got a little too into it there for a while, but so what we were doing back in the day though is we'd roll like a regular joint, and back then what we called spliffs was not like everyone refers to a spliff now as like a joint.
Yeah.
But for us, a spliff was specifically a joint with tobacco mixed into it.
Oh, okay.
So they had all my friends did the hand rolled cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like the all natural. Yep. What's it called? Native or something like that.
The red
name,
man,
by the way.
The red man tobacco.
Oh yeah, there's that too. No, theirs was literally I think called Native.
Okay.
It was like Native. And I'm thinking back on that. That's kind of weird actually. But yeah, and I tried it once and was like, wow, I really like this. Before I knew it, dude, every time I was smoking a joint, I'd put a little tobacco in there.
Yeah.
A little tobacco. Sometimes you overdo it and do a little too much tobacco. Or like back in the day when I'd randomly just smoke a cigarette once in a while.
Yeah.
Smoke a cigarette and you're just like, oh, I'm going to throw up, dude. Like,
was
you look in the mirror and you're just, I get fucking hella pale. I get the color of this sign right here.
Damn, dude.
Like a bluish.
Yeah. No, there's back in the days when, my early 20s were, you're having a good old time.
Yeah.
Let me get a black and mild.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give a black and mild, smoke a black and mild or clove.
Oh, yeah.
Those cloves, they had like
those always
mint
smelled
ones,
so good.
or the cinnamon. There's mint and cinnamon.
Yeah, they smell good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
but they were like expensive.
There was something about that. It was like breaking the rules.
Yeah.
The first time I realized, like, oh, I'm an adult.
And they're all black cigarettes. That was cool too.
Yeah. I always liked the menthol cigarettes too. If I was gonna smoke a cigarette, it had to be a menthol.
Oh yeah,
the worst kind for you.
Yeah. Chemicals, everything, whatever,
all kinds of shit. But there was something about realizing, like, oh, I'm an adult. Like, oh shit, if I want to fuck up my lungs, I can do whatever I want. If I want to smoke, I can smoke something.
Yeah.
And realizing, oh, this is kind of nice. And on that note, we go into Dreamland. 2 back-to-back podcasts. I feel like this one flew by today, Pierce.
It did, yeah.
It went by really quick.
It's good.
Episode 237. This will release next week. So if you're a listener right now, that is
it is releasing now. If you were listening right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't miss a beat. We'll have one out this weekend. We'll have one out
next weekend with Tyler.
Yeah. Oh, next weekend with Tyler.
Yeah.
Let's go, buddy.
So talking future selves right now. So
yeah.
But look out for your stuff coming out soon, Dollar.
Oh yeah, I should mention that. Yeah. Oh, actually today, Saturday. What is today? The 14th.
Yeah.
Compassion should drop today.
So you'll be a week in to Compassion.
Yeah.
Let Tony Dollar what you know.
And I'll just do this clip really quick because I've been wanting to record a video anyway. So I'll just cut this off the end of the podcast. But I mean, why don't you go ahead and end the podcast and then I'll do it? It's fucking stupid.
All right, Dollar. With that, it is a wrap. Cheers.